Emily here.
It's your boys, the Soul Brothers. We're all up inside of the YouTube. Here for you today with a versus video. We're gonna put toe to toe the KD10 versus
The Lebron 15s, because they're both pretty expensive, right?
They're both expensive. They're both signature shoes by massive athletes.
Yes.
They both use some pretty premium tech, some of the best tech that Nike has to offer.
Crazy zoom units.
But they're this is an interesting versus video because the LeBron kind of has usually been very on the opposite ends of the spectrum as the KD silhouette, and now I feel like it's kind of a little bit closer to the KD. So let's start off with the traction. In the KD10, the traction is not the best. The traction is also not the best in the LeBrons. I would just give them a tie.
Really?
Yeah, to be honest.
What about? I mean, didn't the KDs have like a harder stopping power though?
I mean, they stopped pretty good.
Really?
But I mean, I'm able to get a decent stop in the LeBrons too. They're both like not really squeaky, and they don't do well with dust really. I don't know. I mean, they're both pretty much the same to me.
Okay.
If I had to edge it, I would edge it to the KDs, but not by a whole lot. Moving on to the cushion / midsole. In the KDs, you have full-length zoom unit.
Yes.
It's articulated a little bit in the toe kind of area, and it's a nice slab of zoom, and it's good in back protection. Not the most responsive cushion, but good impact protection for sure. And then in the LeBron 15s, you got that times 10. Not times 10, but it's a lot. It's full length zoom. Well, there's segmented zoom units. You have the one in your forefoot, the midfoot, the heel. The one in the heel is nuts. It's as far as height, it's the highest cushion you can get, pretty much.
Yes.
The heel is a mix of Air Max and Zoom, and it's super thick. So as far as cushion goes, the LeBron 15 is, I think, a little bit much. And you kind of get a lot of the same stuff in the KD10, but it's just a little bit more mellowed out. You don't feel so high off the ground. So, I would have to go KD10 on them.
Is there like a position that you would recommend the LeBrons over the KDs or not? Because they're basically the same, but like, because the KDs you still get good impact protection and stuff like that, right?
I don't think I would.
Really?
Yeah, because like unless you're like really tripping on impact protection and heel strikes, and maybe you're a really big dude with moving a lot of weight around, and you're not doing a lot of crosses, because the other thing is the cushion's pretty high up, so your center of gravity in your foot is a little higher, so it's not as stable laterally as the KD10. So not really.
Okay.
So there's a win for the KD10 there. Now moving on to the upper / materials. They're both super nice, super premium. The KD10 is like a real hard knit, kind of tightly woven knit. And then you have like some synthetics in the back, synthetic suede or whatever. Feels super premium. It is a low. And the LeBron is just really aggressive knit. What do they call it? A battle knit?
Battle knit. They both feel pretty similar in the in hand, and they're both stretchy. Like in the what do you call it? Where the tongue is, and in the ankle area. So probably like around the same, and like give it a tie, or what feels thicker though?
I would give it a tie. They pretty much feel the same.
Really?
The LeBron does feel a little bit like nicer, like just like it's really wrapped around your foot more.
Really?
And it feels like more like a sock.
Mm-hmm.
But that starts to differ up a little bit when you start getting into support. But as far as materials, they're both good, both premium.
Okay.
Now fit. The LeBron, both of them you can go down half a size. I did. I went down a full size in LeBron because that one ran hella long for me. In my size 14, I ended up wearing a size 13. But it's just as far as fit goes, I don't know. I'll call it another tie.
Really?
They both fit good.
Yeah, both pretty narrow.
Yeah, pretty narrow.
Not a lot of toe space.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I do have a really narrow foot, and the KDs run really narrow. So I might edge it to the KDs a little bit. For most of you guys, though, you probably wouldn't know the difference, and maybe sometimes the KD would be a little bit tight for you. So keep that in mind. Lockdown.
Same.
Same.
Because Donny Boy had lateral containment issues in both of the shoes.
Yeah.
So like if you're doing a crossover, your foot would go off the footbed just a little bit. So I don't like how Nike does that.
I don't either.
You know, because like, you know, if you have a knit, even if it's like not stretchy, the knit will like roll over to the side, kind of like, and follow your foot, because that's where all the force is being put. And they don't put any kind of stability thing on the lateral side of the shoe, because I don't know why. I don't know why you would do that. But
I don't know why LeBron would. I mean, I guess he's not doing a ton of crosses, but still, like, he's doing it sometimes, and he's a big ass dude. I couldn't imagine that being enough support for him.
Yeah,
I just couldn't imagine it.
Something like this would have been fine.
Yeah.
You know, or something like this, you know, where this plastic piece goes right here.
Yeah, just add a little something.
You know what I'm saying?
Or really tighten up that knit right there, or strengthen that knit on the side. As far as support goes, they're both not great. I would edge it to the KDs a little bit.
Really?
Yeah. And like just as far as lateral containment in the footbed, I had kind of a big issue with that in LeBron's. I was not really into it, but they're both not great support-wise. And then the other thing about support with the LeBron is you're super high.
And it doesn't have an outrigger.
And there's no outrigger, and it's not the widest cushion setup or midsole. So you kind of feel like laterally, like you could roll your ankle. We didn't. Not saying we did, but you know, it's just something to think about. Durability.
The KDs, your rubber was coming off, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So I guess
LeBron for the win.
I guess they're around the same though, right?
Yeah, but
the
uppers are, but the LeBron outsole is more durable.
Yeah.
It's a pretty gnarly outsole.
Okay.
So there's that. Ventilation, about the same. They were both pretty good.
Okay.
You know, neither of them really too hot. Now aesthetics.
Ooh.
I'll go KD.
Really?
Yeah. I like the LeBrons too, though, but I'll go KD.
I'll give it a tie. They look the same.
Yeah, they look pretty similar.
I feel like a LeBron can be like the KD 10 Elite or something. You know.
With those, it's pretty much just going to depend on the colorway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that first LeBron colorway, a lot of the colorways are dropping are dope.
Yes.
But
anyways, all right. So wrapping things up, the LeBrons are 185, and the KDs are, I believe, what, 160?
160.
160, 150 around there. So the LeBrons are more expensive. What would you play in?
The KDs.
Yes, I mean they're cheaper and they're basically the same shoe, but the KDs have slightly better traction, kind of, not really, but the cushion's not as crazy, and then the materials, they both still feel premium and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
regardless of price and everything, it's just it's a better shoe. It's less of an ordeal. You know, it's just more of a I don't know. The LeBrons are just a lot. You know, and I don't know. Some of you guys may like that. I kind of don't like to have so much going on my foot when I'm playing. You know, I like to feel a little bit more like I'm forgetting about the shoe.
Exactly.
So KD's for the win.
All right.
But that's it. Hope we helped you guys out. Soul Brothers, we'll catch you in the next one later.
Peace.